So, as you go through life, there are certain things where you have responsibilities to introduce people and meet people, and I've been blessed in my life to meet all sorts of wonderful people, from senators and members of the House, representatives, to presidents of the United States, ministers, but there are some people that just you get nervous about because of what they've done and what they've committed their life to. And this next individual that I'm going to talk about and introduce you to is just one of those people. So I'm sorry if I'm being a little bit nervous up here. This guy, he does it to me. The next award is going to be the U.S. Arab Bridge Building Award. I'm proud to present this, and it's going to go to General David H. Petraeus. I know we all know his career, but I got to hit on a couple of highlights because it would be remiss if I didn't. Over the course of his distinguished career, General Petraeus has spent many years in the Arab world where he's been committed to establishment of peace and opportunity for all. Most famously, General Petraeus served as commander of the coalition forces in Iraq, commander of the coalition forces in Afghanistan, commander of the U.S. Central Command, where he was responsible for U.S. military operations in the Middle East and Central Asia. Following the military service, right? It's classic underachiever. Following his military service, General Petraeus was asked to continue his work and advance the security of the United States of America as its global allies as director of the Central Intelligence Agency in the Obama administration. It's just, I could do this for an hour. Anyway, I'm going to move to it. We're going to have, before I ask General Petraeus to join on the stage, there's a friend of ours that wanted to send a message via video. Please run the video.
Good evening from Abu Dhabi, the wonderful capital of the United Arab Emirates. Please accept my profound apology for missing celebrating the 40th anniversary of the National Council of U.S. Arab Relations in person. Congratulations, John Duke Anthony, for an amazing accomplishment. Congratulations, Delano Roosevelt, for your new role. I am sure you have grand plans for this important institution, and thank you both for giving me the honor of introducing General David Petraeus. Rarely such an internationally recognized personality is held in such global high respect and in awe across generations. His courage extends beyond the battlefield, which he masters strategically. He's a man of moral authority and astute leadership, which is why David Petraeus, the distinguished five-star general, knows the fabric of peacemaking. He masters weaving solutions. He does not settle for transitional arrangements. He carves the contours of a breakthrough with a clear vision. He summons the future. David Petraeus is a visionary man with exceptional leadership skills and a healthy dose of self-confidence. One of his sharp tools, however, is his humbling humility. General David Petraeus is one of the foremost battlefield commanders and military strategists in modern U.S. history. He served over 37 years in the U.S. military, culminating his career with 6 consecutive commands as a general officer, 5 of which were in combat, including command of the surge in Iraq, U.S. Central Command, and NATO-U.S. forces in Afghanistan. He subsequently served as director of the CIA. General Petraeus is now a partner with the global investment firm KKR and chairman of the KKR Global Institute, which he established in 2013. He is the Kissinger Fellow at Yale University's Jackson School and the co-author with the British historian Lord Andrew Roberts of the New York Times and US Today best-selling book, Conflict, The Evolution of Warfare from 1945 to Ukraine. General Petraeus graduated with distinction from the U.S. Military Academy and earned a PhD from Princeton University. He has received numerous awards and has been decorated by 14 foreign countries. He was runner-up to Vladimir Putin for Time's Person of the Year in 2007, and in 2022, he was sanctioned by Russia. General Petraeus is believed to be the only person in uniform to throw out the first pitch of a World Series game and do the coin toss for a Super Bowl. He is loyal to his commitments and loyal to his friends. The Beirut Institute Summit is a testimony to his commitment, and I'm such a lucky woman to be included in his circle of loyalty to friends. But more importantly is his utter, unwavering commitment to our country above all else. The United States of America is blessed to have such a brilliant, exceptional, and loyal son. General David Petraeus is not just an asset. He is indeed a national treasure, but he is also a critical global thinker whose value extends beyond the United States of America. His persona is beyond borders. So is the value of the one and only, the formidable General David Petraeus.
And General, if you join me, all I can say about the Putin comment is, always a bridesmaid, never a bride. I don't know. You lost me on that one. Welcome, sir. Thank you very much. Here was
Thank you. It's all about the...
Yeah.
It's great to be promoted to 5 stars by video teleconference. Masal Her, Sharaf Nabikum, Shukran Jazilan, to all of you, thanks for the very warm welcome. Thanks for this wonderful award that means so much coming from the Great National Council, especially as we celebrate the 40th anniversary of it, and John Duke Anthony's superb vision, leadership, and guidance of it throughout that period of time. I must say, though, that after all these speeches, I feel a little bit, I'm reminded of a story about a little boy who had to give a speech on Julius Caesar to his 3rd grade classmates. Julius Caesar lived a long time ago, the little boy told his classmates. He was a great general. He won some great battles. He made a long speech. They killed him. I will not tempt Julius Caesar's fate. I do, though, again, want to echo Prince Turki's very eloquent remarks about Dr. John Duke, someone who's very special to everyone in this room. In many respects, we are all here because what he has done, the team he has built, the vision that he has established, and then all that he has done to operationalize that vision. And we thank you again, John Duke. We revere you and we treasure you. You are not just a national asset, you are an international asset, and we are grateful to you. We're also grateful that how can you get someone with the DNA of our new president? This is just totally sent from central casting. Truthfully, John, I have to tell you, first of all, I never thought you would actually step down, and I'm still somewhat in disbelief, and I hope that you are the executive chairman or something still, or the president emeritus, and will still continue to play a serious role. But I also never could figure out who could possibly replace you. And now we have the answer. The grandson of the president who first met with the king, as we heard earlier, and congratulations to you. You know, I've been proud to serve with many great tribes over the years. There was the military tribe, and there's a lot of you who are in here who were part of that tribe. the intelligence tribe, where I was privileged to serve as well, as you heard, the academic tribe over the years, a number of different appointments in that particular world. And then there's the tribe of tribes that is represented here. It's a particularly special one, and it is Americans engaged in Arab affairs and Arabs engaged in American affairs. And it has truly been an honor to have been part of that over the years, especially, frankly, in the decade after 9/11 and all that so many in here did. And here I would also single out the many great diplomats who are here. And Ambassador, thank you for your report. Thank you for all that you have done, and especially thank you for what you're doing now. If you can bring peace to the troubled Yemen, that would be an extraordinary accomplishment. There are also a number of retired diplomats here. I was privileged to serve with many of you. Ryan Crocker was perhaps the foremost ambassador, I think, of his era, certainly in this region, with whom I was privileged to serve in Iraq and then later in Afghanistan. But there are also many others, like the ambassadors Gefeller, who are here, Mike and Tatiana, and many additional. And I want to single out their contribution over the years as well. Jim Mattis captured it very nicely one time when he said, if you don't give us more diplomats, you're going to have to give us more bullets. The book that was kindly mentioned by Dr. Raghida, and of course clearly she's going to be the person who I will seek out to do the eulogy at my funeral. That's right, I'll get to 6 stars by that point in time. But the book she kindly mentioned, which I think is in your swag bag when you leave, is that not right, Pat? Something like that. And it's signed, by the way, there's a book plate in you with a signature. Conflict, the Evolution of Warfare, from 1945 to Ukraine. It revisits a number of the conflicts that many of us in this room have known and participated in personally. In the introduction to that book, my co-author, Lord Roberts, and I explain the critical importance of strategic leadership, that at the very top, the very senior civilian, and then the battlefield commander. And above all, in the tasks that they have to perform is one that is foremost, and if you don't get it right, all the rest doesn't matter. And that is that you have to understand the context, the strategic circumstances, the nature of the conflict, the enemy, the friendly, the military terrain, the geographic terrain, the human terrain, and you have to get the big ideas right. You have to get the right strategy. The biggest of the big ideas in the Middle East, I think all here will agree, is to be very clear who your friends are and also very clear who your enemies are. And tonight, we are with friends. But in the region, where so many of us served and lived, there obviously are very serious enemies and equally serious challenges. And as we look at the current conflict, it is crystal clear that we have to redouble to intensify our efforts, not just to defeat extremism, counter Iranian proxies, and resolve the long-standing issues of which Prince Turki spoke so compellingly. Indeed, I hope that some good can come, great good, in fact, from the barbaric, unspeakable acts of 10/7, beyond the destruction of an extremist organization, Hamas. I hope as well that there will be a vision and then a reality of a much better future for the Palestinians, not just in Gaza after Hamas is gone, but also in the West Bank, inshallah. Even as we continue to partner in all ways, all of us together, all of those that we represent and have served, to preserve security and promote prosperity in the region that is so dear to all of us. Shukran jazilan.